Honorable Governor of Maharashtra, Shri Ramesh Bais, Honorable Union Minister Road Transport and Highways, Shri Nitin Gadkari ji, Honorable Deputy Chief Minister of Maharashtra, Shri Devendra Fadnavis, Chairman Central Board of Direct Taxes, Indian Revenue Service 1986 batch, Shri Nitin Gupta, Principal Director General Training, NADT, Indian Revenue Service 1988 batch, Srimati Vasundhara Sinha, distinguished faculty members and senior officers from the government and the trainees. My greetings to all of you. For anyone in my position, this is a unique opportunity to engage with young minds who have proven their ability by toughest examination on the planet. Each one of you constitutes intellectual brilliance and personality of a nature that has got you in this position. When I was addressing on Civil Services Day, I reflected that India's growth story is being shaped by the vision of the Prime Minister and his team, but is being executed by the intellect, dedication, and directional approach of the civil service. You therefore are to be complimented for the historic achievements and accomplishments that our nation has registered so far. You will be happy to note that initiative has been taken in recent years to ensure that your decision-making process is as per your intellectual judgment, and that was by introduction in Prevention of Corruption Act, a provision that insulates you from vulnerability. Friends, I can tell you, each one of you had option to be in public sector, private sector. Each one of you could have taken to service in the country or outside for larger fiscal package. But the opportunity that you get here to serve your nation, to make difference in the lives of 1 billion plus people is not available elsewhere. In a sense, your being in this position is indicative and reflective of your sacrifice. But let me tell you, whatever package you might have got, the feeling of pride, satisfaction, respect which your parents had, which your friends had, which your family members had, with the community in which you live had when you were selected in this service. I gather from the report given that most of you are not married, am I right? The problem your parents are facing is enormous, and that is the problem of plenty. And that is the greatest indicator. जब रिश्ते करने वालों की लाइन लग जाती है और वो एक ही चीज देखते हैं, न परिवार को देखते, न घर की स्थिति देखते, वो एक ही चीज का अंदाजा लगाते हैं कि इस घर में एक ब्राइट स्टार है। वो ऐसा ही अंदाजा लगाते हैं जैसा दुनिया में आज के दिन कहा जा रहा है, IMF पर्टिकुलर कहता है, इंडिया इज अ ब्राइट स्पॉट फॉर इन्वेस्टमेंट एंड अपॉर्चुनिटी। तो आप लोगों का भी यही हाल है। But I am sure soon you will get your consort and the life will move on. My compliments to you, my congratulations to you, and I will tell you that you are in Amrit Kaal. You are to shape the destiny of this country what shape this country will take in 2047 when we celebrate centenary of our independence. At the outset, I had indicated to you your sacrifice, challenges, and contributions. Let me congratulate all of you, the 76th batch of IRS, for completing your first module of induction training. When I looked at Vasundhara-ji, simple lady, polite lady, but I knew appearances are deceptive. She must be a very, very tough director, very tough taskmaster, and your body language subdued tells me this. She must have given you tough time here. But trust me, once you step out of this institute, you will remember her every day for making you spinally strong. You will remember everything which she has imparted, her team has imparted to you. And therefore, when outwardly a director appears to be very simple, disarmingly simple, I know you must have been on your toes. This training is not an easy training. This training prepares you to face the world, and your department is one of the leading departments that is not only contributing for the big change, but has changed itself. CBDT chairman was right, and I am witness to it. Never ever my chartered accountant was so much at ease as he was this time. I still carry the burden, friends, of having been a senior advocate because payments keep on coming delayed. Next year, sir, I will become totally salaried person. I told him what information I have to give you. I'm happy to tell you, and a feather in the cap of the chairman CBDT, he said you have to do nothing. All information has been assimilated. And this is how in the largest democracy, there is enforcement of transparency and accountability. These words are easy when you say them. They're difficult when you practice them. Your department has practiced it. And I'm sure each one of you will work in a manner to inspire confidence of the ordinary man. There was a time when a notice from Income Tax Department created panic. But now things are different. You have taken your taxpayer as a participant in the growth history of this country. And that is on account of the contribution your seniors have made and you will be making. I have had a very brief glimpse of the institute. पर कहते हैं ना, एक चावल देख लेते हैं ना, तो सब पता लग जाता है. और गांव में जाते हैं, तो गांव के शुरू से ही पता लग जाता है, 15 लग जाता है ना. उसी तरीके से you are in a wonderful environment that will allow you to unleash your energy fully. You can exploit your talent and potential under the guidance and mentorship of the director and her team. I will make one appeal to you, and this is mantra I am giving you, which will make your life relevant. Always be in connect with your batchmates. This connectivity with year passing will give you more nectar. Once you get in 40s, 50s, you will realize the importance of it. And that will make you functional all over the country. This batchmate concept is enormously innovative and fructifying concept. Believe in it. After all that has been indicated by the chairman, CBDT, Nitin Gupta ji, and Vasundhara ji, I would not be reflecting on what is expected of you and what the institute is doing. But there can be no honesty in business functioning, in personal transactions, in personal fiscal behavior without you being proactive. And in the process, you will have to take a stance to make every taxpayer a partner in growth. Our tax basket has to grow. Because everything which you collect goes for nation building. But more important than that, every tax which you collect and get a new person in your tax net, that person gets one incremental trajectory. I'll tell you, you have some coercive mechanism also. I'm using lighter word. Your power is much more. When you use that coercive process, research has been conducted, and there is a PhD by someone in some university that wherever the department has conducted a search, the growth of that particular business house has been on incremental trajectory. The growth has not been geometric, much more than that. This is because no one by nature wants to make a mistake. One of the greatest problems we have in our country, we don't believe in systemic working. Some of the very developed countries, as they are known in the world, they have mediocrity mindset. The genius of Indian mind is unrivaled, unprecedented. The whole world is getting benefit of it. But where do we lose? We lose because we are not systemic in our working. I'll give a simple illustration, and Honorable Union Minister, Senior Minister, Mr. Nitin Gadkari will bear me out. No Indian on a visit abroad has ever thrown out of a car a banana skin. He would never. The moment he lands in our country, he thinks it is first right, and he does it. But then a great step was taken by the Prime Minister, Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. People initially thought what it is, and now we see the difference. There is totally different kind of mindset. I look forward for a day when we as Indians will focus on discipline on road. Once we do it, the success will be remarkable. Mr. Nitin Gadkari, as a minister in charge for highways, has put our country virtually in the top slot. We are having world-class expressways now. But then what can a highway, 4-lane highway do? If in all the 4 lanes you have 4 trucks going, meaning thereby we have to learn to be disciplined. Once we inculcate the habit of being disciplined, things will be very different. The progress of our country at the moment is at a level that no large economy can match us. But I'm sure you will make the difference for sure. Interaction with young minds is always energy for us, because fresh ideas emanate from young minds. They are fearless. They have the ability and inclination and aptitude to try something new. And I am sure each one of you has the potential to create an ecosystem by being a real influencer in the changing lifestyle of others. People look at you as role model. People look at you immediately as an achiever. The moment they come to know about your service and about your designation, they conclude, yes, the person is gifted with intellect, competitive approach, right attitude, and is a foot soldier of the growth history of this country. Friends, while you are taking care of the fiscal health of the country, and now you have graduated into the highest slot. There was a time when fiscal health used to be determined by X-ray, then it improved slightly by CT scan. It went to a higher level, and it was the highest one is EMI, not that EMI. What is that particular thing which we do, sir? Beyond X-ray, beyond CT scan? I was trying to seek assistance of my wife, but she is not obliging. But doesn't matter, that happens. Challenges are there. And the group here is so balanced that 25 of you are girls. I have a daughter, so I get your support. So when that happens, thanks to the efforts of your chairman, he has devised a further higher mechanism of getting in the highest mode. He has brought to the department a laurel by number of statistics and quantum also. And all because your colleagues in the department have made that contribution. Each of you is part of a department that upholds motto coined by Kotile. And Kotile, you know, we need to practice him, follow him, understand him. And what he reflected ages ago is relevant today. And the motto says, I quote, Kosha Mulo Danda, which means treasury is the root of administration. I don't have to state it. If a nation is developed, it has more in its treasury. If a nation is weak, its treasury is sinking. I had the painful experience when I was elected to Parliament in 1989 and was a Union Minister. Our foreign reserves dipped to $1 billion US. In physical form, to sustain our credibility with global financial institutions, gold had to be sent outside. And now the other day I was noticing our foreign exchange reserves were $596 billion, and in a time span of a week or 15 days, the announcement was $5-6 billion US. That is happening only because we are now on a path of keeping our nation first. The revenue that accrues to the country by your dedication, commitment, and hard work directly translates into positive impact on governance and on citizen-centric policies. Friends, today I have been requested to share insights, but let me tell you, one of the fundamental premise of sharing insight is a sense and necessity of change in governance. And fortunately in our country in last 9-10 years, there has been paradigm shift in policy making. And that policy making has taken a shape. Less government, more governance. When I was governor of state of West Bengal, I was made chairman of a group of 10 governors. And all my fellow colleagues who were in my team were more experienced than I am. So to give a really productive report, I requested the Honorable Prime Minister to make available Niti Aayog so that we can really come out with a report. I then discussed in detail with my colleagues, very senior governors. We took assistance of Niti Aayog and we came with a formula that in our country we have unnecessary steps. Anything that has to be done, a file you'll find 10 signatures. I have put it on record both as governor and in Rajya Sabha. A file will be signed not by more than 3, outer limit 4 people. So when a file goes from one desk to another for nothing, consuming time. Similarly, when the change comes with some problem also. You have to counsel, handhold, change the mindset of your colleagues because they may not be used to that change. People of my age will not be so receptive about technological development. Mr. Nitin Gadkari is an exception. Then people of your age. So you will have to get into that shape. The change in governance has to be in affirmative mode and for welfare of the people. Old adage was, change is the only constant. Looks odd. Looks we can't reconcile. But scratch the surface and you'll find change is the only constant. कालखंड में आप देखेंगे चेंज इतना जबरदस्त है. एक जमाना था, मोस्ट ऑफ यू आर अनमैरिड, शादी के लिए वीसीआर की आवश्यकता पड़ती थी. बिना वीसीआर वीसीडी के शादी नहीं होती थी. आज के दिन रद्दी वाला भी नहीं लेता उसको. ये बदल गया सिस्टम. By end of 90s, the country had a great revolution. टेलीफोन बूथ, कि आइए टेलीफोन बूथ पर करेंगे, कहां चले गए, गायब हो गए. चेंज. आई बिलोंग टू एन एरा. न तो सोशल मीडिया था, न टेलीविजन था, न इंटरनेट थी, न कंप्यूटर था, और मैनुअल टाइपराइटर था. हम कहां से कहां आ गए. चेंज. तो चेंज we have to adapt. But the good thing is in this change, our Bharat is taking lead and others are following us. What a moment of pride for me in my position as Vice President of the country, कि जो लोग कल तक हमको राय देते थे, दूसरे देश से आकर बताते थे हमारा काम कैसा करें, they come now not to give us advice but to take our advice, to take our model of performance, to take our achievement. उनको लगता है कि 130 करोड़ से ज्यादा जनसंख्या वाले भारत के अंदर जब किसी भी गांव के अंदर डायरेक्ट ट्रांसफर होता है तो कहते हैं हमारा देश तो बहुत छोटा है, हम ये कैसे कर सकते हैं. आज के दिन जो देश में हो रहा है उसकी जानकारी यदि अगर आम नागरिक को होती है तो सीना फूल जाएगा. आप अंदाजा लगा सकते हो कि 1 अप्रैल 2020 से आज तक 80 करोड़ से ज्यादा लोगों को सरकार की तरफ से भोजन दिया जा रहा है. They are getting rice, cereal, pulse, and of high quality being serviced by FCI and NAFED. तो हमारे यहाँ पहले हम क्या सोचते थे, गांव इलेक्ट्रीफाई हो गया, गांव में 1000 घर हैं, 2 घर भी इलेक्ट्रीफाई हो गए तो गांव इलेक्ट्रीफाई हो गया. अब ऐसा नहीं है. अब है कि गांव में क्या % घर इलेक्ट्रीफाई हो गए. A high satisfaction level was when Secretary of the Jal Jeevan Mission came to Rashtrapati Bhavan, Uprashtrapati Bhavan, my residence, and कहा कि हमारा उद्देश्य है कि हर घर में नल हो, उस नल में जल हो, जल है वो प्योर हो, जल हो वो रेगुलर हो, जल हो वो राइट क्वालिटी में हो. और हमने बहुत काम किया है. Now the IAS officer was very brilliant. She had been Chief Secretary of Punjab. Her father had also been Chief Secretary. तो मैंने कहा, मैम, tell me the situation about my village. One officer got up. He said, sir, district. I said, Jhanjhanu. He said, block. I said, Chirawa. Village. I said, Kithana. And immediately said, 70% or so many houses have Nal and Jal. I said, give their names. सबके नाम थे और मेरे घर का भी नाम था. हिंदुस्तान बदल रहा है. आप अपने गांव में जाकर देखेंगे आज के दिन जो इकोसिस्टम बदला उसका अंदाजा नहीं है। किसी को ट्रेन की टिकट चाहिए तो वो कहेंगे कि राम सिंह का बेटा ये काम करता है और वो ट्रेन टिकट देगा। किसी को पासपोर्ट एप्लीकेशन का करना है, हो जाएगा। वो दिन गए जब बिजली का बिल जमा कराने के लिए छुट्टी लेनी पड़ती थी क्योंकि लाइन लंबी थी। अब ऐसा नहीं है। सर्विस डिलीवरी हैज बिकम एब्सोल्युटली विद अमेजिंग स्पीड। और जो लेटेस्ट कानून राज्यसभा ने भी क्लियर किया है, राष्ट्रपति जी के दस्तखत होने के बाद कितनी बड़ी सहूलियत हो जाएगी। जो मीडिएशन बिल है, मैंने बहुत गहरा अध्ययन किया। इट इज अ प्लेटफॉर्म टू गिव असिस्टेंस टू अ पर्सन हु अदरवाइज इज हेल्पलेस, एंड दिस विल इम्पैक्ट द मेजर सेगमेंट ऑफ सोसाइटी दैट इज वल्नरेबल। कितना बदलाव आ गया है कि पहले अधिकांश अपराधों के बारे में तो छोटे अपराध थे, लेट फाइल कर दिया, गलत डिक्लेरेशन हो गया, सजा थी जेल। 40 से ज्यादा एक्ट में बदलाव कर दिया गया है और जेल का प्रोविजन हटा दिया गया है। ये जो बदलाव आ रहा है, दैट विल टेक आवर नेशन where we should have been long back, but now we are on the right track. जो बदलाव आया, crisis is always an opportunity. Challenge is always an opportunity. If you show weakness, spinal weakness, and do not show the right kind of attitude or aptitude, then a challenge becomes worrisome. A challenge becomes problem. But when you decide to take challenge head on, it becomes an opportunity. And the challenge came in 1991. And we had liberalization. It was slow. But then, after 2014, it is galloping. I am not a stakeholder in politics. I am not concerned what political parties do, it's their business. But I am a stakeholder like all of you in one thing: good governance of the country. I am a stakeholder along with you. Your stake is more than mine, because I have lived my prime and you have to live your prime. When you live your prime, you have to be more functional. So why the big change came? Big change came because for 30 years, the country was witnessing, if I may say so, with uncertainties and perils of coalition governance. But in 2014, the country got a single party government, reinforced in 2019. Now, some people may rise to a level and not appreciate my statement in right perspective, that I am saying, getting political. But I am before brilliant minds. All I am telling you is that you, being the most important stakeholder in governance, you have to ensure that rise of our country can be on stability. And the results are for all of us to see. We have seen on ground the results which we could never dream of, much less contemplate. So when that is the reality, you will see to it. Only a few days back, Convention Center was inaugurated. Look at it in what time it was executed, like the new building of Parliament, which came into being less than 30 months. 30 months are not that building. I have seen inside so much with visionary leadership is fundamental, but it gets cutting edge and relevance when it changes lives of ordinary people, ordinary person. I have firmly believed, and it is fundamental principle of economics. You can help a man with food, you can help a man with money, You can help a man with doll. You can give all kind of assistance. But the greatest help is to empower the person to capital account, not for those kind of things which do not last long. We must in the country get a habit of development, the self-life of which is much longer. Our regulatory regime is getting on fast track. And I'm happy to indicate that your department under the chairman CVDT has performed remarkably. This department, though, does not concern lives of money, but concerns lives of all taxpayers. So that big change has been made. You will be doing a great service, and you will be not Indian Revenue Service, but you will be incredible revenue service if you bring more and more people in the tax net. You will be helping them. They will be happy to say, we pay tax. The moment they say we pay tax, their mind gets agitated, where my money is being used. And that is making them partners in working. E-office is functional. In Rajya Sabha, e-office is being made functional by a member of your service. 1996 batch, Grima, Indian Revenue Service, 1996. Incredible Revenue Service, 1996, is doing it. And she has done it so successfully that if you see the chairman Rajya Sabha functioning, I am totally digital. A man at my age has been persuaded to be digital. That speaks of the strength of your service. The most revolutionary and radical transformational change that is turning out to be a game changer is adoption of technology. That adoption of technology has another important angle, and that is those who seek to make shortcuts, those who seek to make big purchases and want to hide, their game is over. The moment they do it, the department knows they are doing it, because you have evolved a module, a mechanism, which is very successful. I'm sure it will happen. I will not focus on the great technological applications that the department has brought in use and happily and seamlessly for the taxpayers concerned. More than 6.77 crore income tax returns for the annual year 2023-24 were filed till 31st July 2023, a 16% rise over the returns filed in the corresponding period last year, an achievement for which Mr. Gupta and his team can take pride. But what Mr. Gupta's team has done and makes us proud, and we can tell the world our capacity of handling. On 31st July 2023, not long back, we can count it in hours, 64 lakh ITRs and more were filed in a single day. That speaks the strength of the technological application, its efficiency, and its robust nature. Friends, civil servants must commit to serve the nation with pride. And that pride, as I said, incredible revenue service. So that pride is public service without personal biases. This is very important. Prejudice, favoritism, patronage, inclination corrupts the system. It is human nature to yield to such temptations. I am happy to tell you that your department has created a mechanism where personal biases are technologically erased. Second, rule of law implemented at grassroots levels. That is the most important level. Integrity in dealing with public, devotion to duty, efficiency in achieving policy targets. And let me tell you, your efforts are indispensable for the nation. If you walk away from your obligations, the nation will suffer. Friends, I will not take your more time, but before that, I wish you great future. I wish you good health. I am sure you are foot soldiers and warriors of Bharat 2047. You will work fearlessly, tirelessly, without tension, without stress, without fear, to make a difference in the lives of the people. And the moment you will take recourse in that direction, your life will automatically be changed. I particularly greet two of our friends from Bhutan. Would they rise on their seats? Two of them. Be in connect with them. I have had the good fortune of receiving trainees of various services, and I find component from Bhutan is always there. So you will have a good connect with them all their lives. And Bhutan is a good country, picturesque country with nature has bountifully blessed. Take our good wishes and greetings to your people. I wish each one of you here great success in your life and urge you finally, always keep the nation first, national interest first, nationalism above everything else. One thing which you will have to inculcate in people in industry, trade and business, nationalism should never be compromised for fiscal benefit. Economic nationalism will grow and change our economy for the better if we don't tilt in favor of fiscal benefit, because goods from outside are little cheaper, though they are available in our country aplenty. Thank you so much. Jai Bharat.
Thank you, sir, for your guidance and warm wishes. I'm certain that your words will not only inspire and motivate us, but will also act as a mental compass to guide our actions throughout our professional lives as future tax administrators of the country, as well as in our personal lives as humane, empathetic, and compassionate beings. Sir, since the aim of the lecture series Trinity is to ignite our minds and stimulate our curiosity, with your due permission, we shall now open the floor for questions. The first question is from Ms. Pavitra Mutla. Good evening, sir.
In a very strategic manner, I was trying to indicate that there may not be questions, so I was a little tangential. But in any case, if you wish to ask some questions, I'll be happy to respond.
Good evening, sir. I'm Pavitra Mutla.
Come in front.
Sure. Good evening, sir. I am Pavitra Mutla, an officer training of the 76th batch of IRS. I'm from Telangana. So my question is, the Parliament is currently embracing many progressive changes. For instance, recently the Rajya Sabha chair has gone digital for the conduct of business, and there has also been a historic reconstitution of the panel of vice chairpersons with 50% women. So what other similar changes do we expect to see or are recommended in the Amritkar period in the functioning of the Parliament?
Well, the major changes in Parliament have been initiated by Speaker Lok Sabha, Shri Om Birla. He is an enormously talented person. And Shri Om Birla devised a mechanism in Parliament to give floor to every new member of parliament. And you will be happy to note, friends, he extended time of Lok Sabha by several hours to ensure that every member of parliament who is a first termer gets an opportunity to make his point well known. With his input and guidance, we have also put a mechanism in place on Sansad TV so that we convey to the people at large contributions of the honorable members of parliament. So the credit does not belong to me. The credit belongs to Mr. Om Birla. दूसरी बात, ओम नाम के अंदर है कमाल, जब ओम कहते हो तो ठीक है. He is a grassroots politician. His ears are to the ground. Only you must have seen 2 days back, he took to the Gandhian method. He was annoyed that why parliament is not functioning, Lok Sabha not functioning. So he used Gandhian mechanism successfully, and there was order. So the credit goes to him. But with his guidance, I am also making some changes. Changes come easily in Rajya Sabha. In Lok Sabha, they take time because it's a large house. It's the house of the people. And therefore, great achievement is by him. He has indicated to me, as a matter of fact, that we must, in every walk of parliamentary working, keep women to the level of 50%. And he is particularly careful about your gender when giving the floor. So he's doing it. And the impact of your gender, not only the vice chairpersons in Rajya Sabha, 50% are there. Who they are? P.T. Usha. P.T. Usha got Padam Shri when? 35 years back. Her achievements are in every walk of life. Who else was there in the chair? Konyak. She's the first Rajya Sabha lady member from Nagaland. Has been abroad, made great contributions. Sulata Dev. We have another distinguished member of parliament, Fozia Khan. She is from state of Maharashtra, a very graceful parliamentarian. She is also on the panel. She would be chairing the Rajya Sabha next week. So the credit doesn't go to me. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Coming so that you are more clear and audible, and you use fewer words.
Thank you, sir. Honorable sir, myself, Pointer Order, 2018 batch, undergoing orientation course in University. Sir, my question to your honor is, what do you think is India's greatest strength?
India's?
Greatest strength.
India's greatest strength.
Well, Honorable Prime Minister has indicated on a number of occasions our demographic dividend, richness of our human resource, flexibility of our human resource. Indians by nature are very fast learners, and that is indicated in 850 million plus smartphones. They learn so fast. Otherwise, the direct transfer business would not have taken place. Sender is fine, recipient has to be ready. So we have something in our DNA, something unique, that we immediately become éclavé. And secondly, the greatest strength has also been indicated when this country decided to have a skill ministry. Then great step was taken when national education policy was distanced from degrees. It was correlated to your, I would say, pristine intellect. So strength always, friends, is human resource. Your department will be strong only if the human resource is strong. Technological things follow, obviously. Let me put it the other way around. Research, innovation is because of human resource. Execution is by those in business, trade, industry. You give them a prototype, they will have millions of it. That's our strength. और हमारी सबसे बड़ी ताकत है कि हम भारतीय हैं. हमारी सबसे बड़ी ताकत है कि हमारी सिविलाइजेशन 5000 साल से पुरानी है. हमारी सबसे बड़ी ताकत है कि जिन वेद और उपनिषद की लोग बात करते हैं वो यहाँ हुए हैं. हमारी सबसे बड़ी ताकत है कि गीता के जो उपदेश हैं वो जीवन का सार है. तो बहुत बड़ी ताकत है. दुनिया की बड़ी ताकतों को देखिए, उनकी पृष्ठभूमि इतिहास में 300 साल 400 साल है. हमारी कितनी पुरानी है. मैं एक छोटी सी बात बताता हूँ. कई बार लोग इसको उल्टा भी कहते हैं कि साइंटिफिक टेम्पर नहीं है. हवाई जहाज कब बनी? 1911-12 में. अरे उड़न खटोले की बात तो कब हुई? मतलब देखो, एक उड़न खटोला कब बात हुई? हजारों साल पहले हुई. थैंक यू. गुड क्वेश्चन.
In view of the time constraints, with the permission of Honorable Vice President of India, we shall take the last question for the evening. This question is from Ms. Centenary.
कौन है?
Good evening, sir. I'm Chintadi, Officer Trainee of 76th Batch of IRS. I'm from state of Tamil Nadu. My question is, with the advancement in the field of information technology and the emergence of artificial intelligence, what do you think should be the change in perspective of civil servants like us?
First, let me take artificial intelligence. It's a new phenomenon, and it is enormously, I would say, it has capacity which is enormous. So much so that before artificial intelligence could even take off, the big tech giants have talked, it's coming too fast. Control it, regulate it, it can impact our lives. My office does it every day. If I have to talk to someone, 3 of them will use artificial intelligence and give me 3 notes, and they will never be similar. But one thing is for sure, we must use technology for human welfare. You see, artificial intelligence is like nuclear power. If nuclear power is regulated, you get electricity. If nuclear power is used for devastation, it goes the other way around. So it has to be used in a positive sense. But artificial intelligence so far is not being used in a systemic manner. For example, artificial intelligence has enormous potential in judicial system. They can guide a judge immediately that with this fact situation, what has been earlier precedents. Great. But coming back to the basic technology, we must use technology because it helps us. Why do we use a remote? Because we don't have to go from our seat or bed to the television set to change the channel. It helps us. Technology must be used to conserve natural resources, conserve use of water, optimal use of electricity, that is there. But human mind is far more than any technology. And that is, how do you control a man who says, I have money in my pocket and therefore my driver will take a car to buy vegetables? My servant will go and get me a paracetamol from using a car. Why? When pooling of cars was suggested, it was from that perspective. On technological application, Mr. Nitin Gadkari has taken a global lead in his department with respect to road construction. Technological. We are proud of the developments that are taking place. And let me tell you, one is always relieved with the last question. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir, for sharing your valuable life lessons with us.